let me get my microphone on. Good evening, everyone. We are going to call our meeting to order. Roll call tonight, we have Trustee Constant and Trustee Coleman here and Trustee Hall. Do we have a motion to amend or adopt the agenda?
I'll move that we adopt the agenda.
I'll second.
Oh, wait, before we vote.
Oh.
No, never mind. I already answered my own question.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone here for public comment? Doesn't look like it. All right, we're going to adjourn to closed session. We'll be back at 6:30. All right. Good evening, everyone. I think we're able to get started. Yep. Okay. Welcome to our last school board meeting of 2025. We are going to get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, is my mic not on? Is that a little bit better? Okay. We will try that again. We're going to get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, very good. I'm going to get nice and close to this microphone. So we have a quick report out from our closed session. Item 2.1, we did a motion to release a probationary employee. That was a 5-0 vote. And then item 2.2 is actually 5 different cases. All were a 5-0 vote to readmit students. Case 02, 25, 26, 03, 04, 05, and 06. Then item 2.3, in a 5-0 vote, we made a motion to approve a settlement agreement, case number 2025080626. And 2.4, no action was taken tonight, just an information item. And then moving on to our announcement of meeting protocols. The Board of Trustees encourages public participation during the meeting and requests civility and the use of courteous language. The board does not condone the use of profanity, vulgar language, gestures, or other inappropriate behavior, including personal attacks or threats directed towards any meeting participant and/or district employee. There will be an opportunity to speak to the Board of Trustees on items not on the agenda during the public comment section, as well as opportunities to speak to each item on the agenda when that item comes up for consideration. In the interest of facilitating the conduct of the public's business, members of the public who wish to address the board during the meeting will have specific time limits as follows. If we have less than 10 members of the public wishing to speak, you will have a full 3 minutes. And if there are 10 or more members, your time limit will be 90 seconds. Any complaints about specific employees should be made to that employee's immediate supervisor or the school site principal as outlined in our board policy and administrative regulation. Then please complete the comment form located on the table in the lobby, and we will call you when it's your turn to speak. And this meeting is being audio and video recorded and will be archived. This meeting will be live streamed for viewing only. Link to live stream can be found on the RJUHSD website. That's a lot of protocols, right? That's a lot. All right, moving on to item 4, special recognition for our student board representatives. And this will be done by Superintendent Becker.
Oh, in the whole box? All right, so tonight, we'll have you come on down. We're going to give you an award, but I'd like to recognize from Roseville High School, our student board representative, Shepherd Strand.
Smile, breathe. Yeah, just good. Just a fan. I'll send this to you after. Thank you. No problem. Big smiles on 3. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna get a little closer. Awesome. Where'd the cookie go? Oh. There we go. All right. 1, 2, 3. Nice, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, so I didn't give you any notice about this, Shep, and since it is the last meeting of the year, would you want to read the board expectations? I didn't give them any warning, so you can totally decline.
I'll read them.
Yes, all right.
All right, this is for you. Roseville Joint Union High School District Board Expectations. 1, prepare all students for life, college, and career. High-quality academic opportunities for all students, support student academic success. Engage in partnership with families and the community. The school is a welcoming, safe environment that serves as the center of student learning, activities, athletics, and performing arts. Promote a sense of unity in our schools and the surrounding areas. 3, utilize effective governance and business practices. Remain open, transparent, and accountable in the community. Serve as an employer of choice with the highest quality of teachers and staff.
All right, thank you so much for doing that at the last minute. We will go on to our board member reports. Is anybody wanting to go first? I'm going to do it the normal way, then we'll start with Pete.
It's the first time I've been called normal in a long time. Thank you.
That's not what I said.
I'd like to start by saying that Marlo was concerned that we were dressed too close together, but not as close as some other members. Can you guys stand up so we can see? We have 3. Stand up. Come on. Come on. Come on. 3 of you. So we really appreciate.
I just want to apologize for not wearing my heels today.
Yes. I just want to appreciate you guys for coordinating tonight. It was wonderful, and it's almost like you guys are going to be working together or something. It's weird. But anyway, my board report. So I've actually been pretty busy since the last board meeting. It's been a while since we've been together. Joe and I had the opportunity to go to the Pacific Research Institute School Board Conference, and I can't remember, they had a title for it. But Joe and I gave a presentation on the school budget situation in California, and particularly how our district handles our budget. And it was very eye-opening to see how well we all work together compared to other districts. So I'll just say thank you to not only our cabinet, but RSEA and CSEA, because we definitely stood out as being different in a positive way. Then right after that, I and pretty much everyone up here and over here, we all went to CSBA together in Sacramento, went to a bunch of different seminars. I won't bore you with all the details of that, but it was great to reconnect with folks from school districts from all throughout California and the Bay Area. I don't think I reported this last time because it's probably after our last meeting, but we had the Granite Bay Voter Registration Day, and I went and participated there. Ross and I got together and had some discussions about pathways. And then the County Committee for School District Reorganization had their annual meeting, which both I and Marla serve on. And in the organizational meeting, they foolishly reelected me board chair for the next year. So we'll be happy to represent the rest of the community out in Placer County as school districts take on their borders and reorganizations and things like that. So that's my report. Thank you very much.
All right, so I hit multiple workshops at CSBA as well, and I was so happy to be there. I really learned a lot from many different districts and presentations, and I really appreciated Superintendent Becker for organizing some lunches together as the governance team and the cabinet, and that was really helpful and good. was able to attend the racket cutting at the Tiger tennis courts. Never seen a racket cutting before, and it worked well. It really did. But I'm so excited for Roseville High School. Those are beautiful courts, and it's been over 20 years since they've had on-site tennis courts, and the students are looking forward to it, and I am just so happy for them. So thank Scott Davis and his team as well for the work that they've done on those courts. I was able to visit with Principal Lisa Voss at the Roseville Adult School, and we actually met at the old professional development offices, I guess is what they're called. And the district really worked with Roseville Adult School and welcomed them over there to use those offices for some additional classrooms. And we sat in on an English learner class. Most of the class were new immigrants from Afghanistan. And their topic for the day was job applications, job interviews, understanding vocabulary around that. And it was just fantastic. I really appreciated seeing the work that they were putting in. Nicole Bullock was the teacher there. Each of the students, they emphasized how important English was, their goal to learn English, and how vital that was for their ability to just function every day here as they're learning in a new country. And they really shared how they leaned on family, friends, and Roseville Adult School, services like the Roseville Adult School, to get the support they needed. We did ask while we were in there, I asked the teacher, Nicole Bullock, to ask the students who were in there how many of them had children in our local school district. And all of them had children in local schools. One of them is from Rockland, and so her child goes to Rockland. But every one of those students in that adult English learner class has children in our local schools. And that really brought home to me the importance of working together and supporting the entire family, incorporating them and supporting them in our community. So I'm always so impressed with the courage and determination when I visit the Roseville Adult School and appreciate what they're doing there. And I also want to express my appreciation to the facilities, I believe led by Chris Knapp, is that right too? Lisa Voss really talked about how wonderful they had been to work with them to set up such a nice learning facility there. So that's my report.
All right, thank you. It's same as everyone else. I feel like it's been a busy couple of weeks, but all fun things. We had, as they mentioned, CSBA, and we got to go to the gubernatorial forum, which was informative, and the superintendent of public instruction, so just kind of seeing what's coming up next year, as well as lots of workshops and classes. And then I was able to attend the student LCAP panel, which is always one of my favorite things. It had been a couple of years, I feel like. So just hearing the input from the students on what they think is going well and what they feel like could be improved upon. And it was a great group of students. Then right in this room was transformed into a magical made-by-us market with fireplaces glowing on the TVs that looked very real, but it was all the adult transition program students from the schools selling their goods. They got me for a lot of great stuff. So I got some Tiger Swag bracelets and some cookies, and they were just very sweet. That was a lot of fun. And I was able to wear one of my Tiger bracelets today to give out Tiger Pride Awards over at Roseville High. I love the Tiger Pride Awards. I know Antelope has the Titan Awards. Oh, Roseville stole it? Oh, Antelope stole it from Roseville. Okay. Well, it was a lot of fun, and the students are so surprised and pleased to get it, and the teacher nominates them for this award, and they get to wear the pin on their graduation gown. So that was a lot of fun today, and just looking forward to the Christmas break coming up. So on to Miss France.
I will try to hit on things that have not already come up. I was able to visit Antelope. I feel like it was so long ago, but since our last visit, and I just appreciate having the one-on-one time with Lindsay. And today I was over at Wood Creek and had great conversation with Sue Ann as well. So I appreciate the time with principals. So thank you so much. Because Aditya's not here, I'm going to give a shout out to Granite Bay Marching Band. I went as a parent, but they went down to the WBA finals in Clovis and came in second for their division, and then fourth overall in the state. So kudos to them. They missed first by 0.2 of a point, so that was brutal, but it's okay. I also attended the Roseville High School tennis racket cutting, and I love the orange, just the court, they're beautiful. I'm so thrilled for them. And I hit the Cheers to 30 Years Granite Bay dance show. After so many years having kids over there, that was my first time going to a dance show, and remarkable talent. And we did the right thing saying that dance should count as PE because it's exhausting watching them. Remarkable talent. And then also the Granite Bay Choir and Band winter concert last week. And I just wish all of you just a fabulous holiday break. I know all of you are working so hard, and home stretch to have some time off with your family. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, so much going on. Gosh, I'm looking forward to the break like everybody. I also, with the crew here, went to California School Board Association conference. I was trying to focus on a lot of the sessions where we had students on the panel and hearing from them, and some programs that they're implementing at their high schools and their districts to connect them with the administration and the school board. So I thought that was really interesting. I also, Pete, I think he handed the baton to me, and I went at the Granite Bay High School for the voter outreach. I really think it's like a twofer, right, when I go there, because I really feel like I'm fulfilling a civic duty as bringing information to our high school students, and along with the Placer County elections representative, and really why it is so important for you to vote and have your voice count. And the questions we get from these students, I think it blows us away, and it's really reflective of our kids and our teachers and what they're learning in school. Had a great visit with Mr. Voljean over at OHS. Hoping I'll be over there a lot more in the spring when tennis starts up, and the weather's out. Hopefully the sun's out and the clouds have gone away. I didn't get a chance to attend, but I heard great things about the Unity Sports program. I guess Slamson was out there from the Kings, and just sounds like it was a really good activity and news coverage, so congrats to everyone who put that on. One of the highlights for me of this past month was attending the Oakmont High School dance show. We had a new director this year, Miss Libby, who is an alum and came back to teach at our district. And I think Brad had mentioned, that our employees come back to the community, and that really is a testament to our community. And I want to say it was amazing from start to finish, really professional. And they gave really special recognition to the seniors who were kind of capping off their show. And Ms. Miles, who's AP at the school, her daughter was a choreographer too. So it was just a great overall experience, and I'm hearing great things from everybody. So congrats to everybody involved. And I think that's it. I'll turn it over to Shepard.
Thank you. Within the past month at Roseville High School, a lot of stuff has happened. There's a lot of good things. Starting off, Roseville High School's football team beat Houston beat Houston in the semifinal. Beat Houston in the semifinals, and moving on to section championship. Sac City College the following weekend. Roseville beat East Union in the section championship, 31-29. Won by a field goal and really impressive. I'm proud of our team. they got the section banner, they got their hats. They accomplished a lot this season. They moved on to state, even though they won the NorCal championship. They ended up losing to McClemens 42-34. It was a close game, but despite that, Roseville's accomplished a lot this season. It's one of their best seasons yet, and they finished 11-3 overall. I'm super proud of them. Moving on, student government and went to Toys for Tots last week on Tuesday. It was amazing, and I was a part of it as part of student government. I had an amazing time spending time with the kids at the elementary school and giving gifts to all those kids. It's a very wholesome event that we put on every year. They really appreciate it, and it's probably like one of the things those kids look forward to every year. And next, we have also want to shout out our VAPA programs that had showcases this past week. Art, guitar, dance, band, to name a few. They put on some really amazing shows, and I may not have been in attendance, but one thing in particular I want to shout out is the holiday feet put on by dance. They which occurred for 3 days, around 5 shows in total. One of them was for the elementary kids. One of them was the Saturday matinee. The other 3 were the evening shows. It's an annual thing. Enjoyed really talented individuals in all aspects. Overall, all our programs, they're doing, our wrap-up programs are doing amazing. So I figured I'd shout out them. I also want to, on last week on Thursday, our culinary 3 class put on a food truck event. What I mean by food truck, it's not really like a food truck. Culinary students, they make different food items. Some of them include like caramel empanadas, these Dragon Balls with Cheeto dust covered with the rice and fried rice. And these things called crones. It's basically it's a crepe with cream and berries in it inside an ice cream cone. It was just a cone shape, not really an actual ice cream cone. And those were a few items, to name a few. The items that I tried were really good. One of them in particular that I really enjoyed was the crone. It was really sweet. Also forgot to mention it had Nutella inside of it. I don't know if it was Nutella or chocolate, something like that. But I thought it was good. It was probably the best thing I had. So shout out to whoever made that. They did a really good job. And also to the other chefs too. You guys are really talented in every way, shape, and form. And we have finals coming up Thursday and Friday. I wish all students good luck on their finals. Wish them the best. And I hope everyone has an amazing winter break filled with happiness, joy, and laughter.
All right, thank you for your report, and thank you for serving with us. What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Oh, so this is really your last meeting.
Yeah.
Did we approve that? We didn't approve that. Well, you could always come back. You can
Yeah.
come and give.
Oh,
public-
definitely, for sure.
Okay. Well,
Thank
we've
you.
loved having you. Your board reports always make me very excited about everything that you're talking about. I want to try one of these crones. Is that a crone? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you, and thank you for all that your time that you've spent with us and your contributions and your reports. They've been great. And I hear that Trustee Constant has one more thing that he forgot. Or that
Yeah.
you want to add.
All of his talk about food made me remember that I forgot one of my favorite meetings of the month, Ashley. So I went to go visit Ashley I took her a gas station burrito, and we had our gas station burrito breakfast together. And it was really good, but not as good as the conversation. So I think it was all the gray suits that got me confused and I forgot. So that's what I'm going to blame it on. But I don't want to change Ashley because it was a short meeting, only an hour, but it was really good, and I appreciate your time.
All right.
Next time, gas station sushi.
All right, let's see. Moving on to item 5.4, Superintendent Report.
Yeah, I'll just keep it real quick and just reiterate what Shepard said. Hope everyone has a great winter break and a happy new year. Happiness, joy, and laughter. So that's enough for me tonight.
All right, and then 5.5, I know we had a finance committee that the amazing Trustee Coleman handled all on her own because they had to ditch her at the last minute, so.
We
update
barely
us.
managed,
Yeah.
but the report is that our committee met to discuss refinancing opportunities for our general obligation bonds. And Chris Hyatt of Kegent presented several options that we then discussed. We landed on a scenario that will provide significant savings to the homeowners in our community over the term of the financing. So I really appreciate Chris working with Assistant Superintendent Landon and identifying this really fantastic opportunity for our homeowners, for our community. And I'm excited for everybody to hear from them at our January 13th meeting about this potential. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that? Okay.
All right, thank you. And then 5.6, our RSEA report.
I know this might sound like a lie, but I'm going to try to keep it short. I feel that we don't have enough excitement in our district compared to some sister districts, so we're going to go on strike. Just because the more we talk with friends and people that we've taught with over the years who've gone on to different districts, it's that time of the year where we just really do feel that the things we've built over the years is just working out really well. And it's a compartment, and it is a mosaic, and it is a whole bunch of different things that keep weaving back and forth, but it's all based on all the communications that we've had. We've had a number of really good meetings with Brad Basham, what little time we have left for him as he gets ready to leave. RSA is going to buy him a gray suit, so he doesn't feel so left out in the future, just as a thank you present of some sort or another. But in all honesty, we've been working together on some DE-SUM issues, trying to coordinate those. We're trying to constantly work on issues of ingenuity and figuring out a way to kind of hold our own kids and get them up to speed better than what we've been doing sometimes in the past, hoping that it'll be more seamless. And we're looking forward to this next rollout. Right now, however, it's a crazy time with all the grading and everything. It's one of the things that I think sometimes people who haven't been in school leadership forget is our we're basically saying goodbye to the half of the kids that we're going to have this year. It is the ending of the school year with kids from the fall term. So we're all scrambling to try to get grades ready as fast as we can. But other than that, everything is going really well right now. So thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next would be any public comment for items that are not on the agenda, and I'm not seeing any. I do have 2 public comments for 8.4, but anything for items not on the agenda? Seeing none? Okay, we will move on to our consent agenda. Any questions or any motions to be made on
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right, motion and a second on a consent, and we will go down the row here. Trustee Constant
Yep.
and Coleman.
Yes.
Hall is a yes, and Trustee Franz.
Yes.
And Schutz?
Yes.
And Shepherd? All right, consent agenda passes 5-0 and one student board member. And then once we are on action, let me scroll down a bit here. We are going to take item 8.4, hold on, I scrolled too far. We're gonna take item 8.4 first, unless anyone has any objection to that. And that is our Executive Director, Human Resources announcement / action item.
Well, I was going to say that I was really excited about this item, but Becky forgot to dye her hair gray like I instructed her to do, so I'm looking a whole lot older than her, so. No, seriously, really excited about this board agenda item. In the Roseville Joint Union High School District, one of our guiding principles is always to hire the very best, not just for competency, but for character and chemistry as well. We do this so that we can serve every single one of our students at the highest possible level. The search for our Executive Director of Human Resources was no exception, and I'm thrilled to say that the candidate that we're presenting this evening, we've hit the mark perfectly. For many years, Becky House has been more than an employee in the district. She's been an invaluable, dedicated member of the Roseville Joint Union High School District family. She lives our mission to ignite, inspire, and engage. Her professionalism is of the highest caliber, but it's always coupled with a personal touch. She ensures that our students, staff, parents, and community members feel valued, genuinely cared for, and supported from every possible angle. What truly distinguishes Becky is her profound and genuine compassion. She approaches every interaction with empathy and deep understanding. She knows that our students are our most valuable resources, and she recognizes that the well-being of our staff directly creates that positive, supportive, and incredible learning environment that each of our students deserve. Above all else, Becky's work ethic is powered by a heartfelt commitment to educational excellence and true service. She understands perhaps better than anyone that when we successfully recruit, retain, and support exceptional educators and staff, it directly translates to high-quality outcomes and a bright future for each and every one of our students. Her efforts ensure that adults who serve our students are not only the best in their field, but are wholeheartedly dedicated to our shared singular goal, student success. I've absolutely no doubt that she will bring this very same heart and work ethic to her new position. I'm confident that Becky's student-centered leadership will continue to uplift and enrich our district for years to come. It's without reservation and with my fullest personal support that I recommend the appointment of Becky House as the next Executive Director of Human Resources.
All right, thank you so much. We do have 2 public comments. Does anyone have any questions prior to that? All right, so we have Scott Huber and Michael Kentris. Scott, or whoever would like to be first is great.
Good evening, school board. I am here tonight on behalf of Nico Themelis, the school board representative for West Park High School. Unfortunately, he could not make it tonight, but he asked that I read the following message on his behalf. As the school board representative for West Park High School, I feel it is my duty to make sure Ms. House knows how much the student body appreciates her. Ms. House, you have been here from the very beginning, from working in a trailer in the back of the old district office, to finally having your office when West Park High School opened, to now hopefully being back at the district office for your dream job. You have been the rock of our school since its inception. You are always at events you can attend and always trying to get student input to make West Park High School the best it could be. You created an environment where students felt safe, supported, and encouraged to do their best. Whether it was greeting us in the hallways, listening to our concerns, or pushing us to believe in ourselves, your presence made our school a better place. It is because of you many of us have grown, not only academically, but as individuals. The lessons you taught us about responsibility, respect, and perseverance will stay with us long after we leave this school. Thank you for caring about every student and for always putting our success first. We, and I, Nico, representing 2,400 students, fully support your chance at this amazing opportunity. We will truly miss you, but we are undeniably thankful for everything you have done for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, board members, and I was just reminded about that trailer, and if I remember correctly, if I'm envisioning this right, I believe that geographically speaking, it would have been like right here. So on this sacred ground, I'd like to say good evening, board members and Student Representative Strand and Superintendent Becker and cabinet members and staff members. I could just say I second Rob Hasty's comments, but what fun would that be? I rise in complete and enthusiastic support of Becky Howes as the Executive Director of Human Resources. Principal Howes has been a truly phenomenal leader at West Park High School. From the day she was named as principal, my wife and I knew that something magical was going to happen with the opening of West Park. Since we were out of room in our former home, we made the easy decision to move to the West Park area. That decision was among the best I have ever made. 2 of my children have graduated from West Park and have thrived in their education. My youngest daughter has 2 more years there. They have all felt valued and respected. I will hurt you. They have all felt valued and respected, and they've always felt like Principal Howes was a friend they could talk to if something wasn't right in their day. They would always leave their interactions with Principal Howes uplifted and with a renewed sense of determination. That is not a unique experience, by the way, as you heard from Mr. Kintras and the words he spoke. I have spoken with numerous students who feel the same way. Under your watchful eye, Principal Howes has created a unique and positive atmosphere. In my opinion, she's done what no other person could have done. I know of many of you have been to events at West Park, and I'm sure you've been able to feel the electricity in the air when you walk on campus. The excitement is truly palpable and undeniable. Principal Howes will leave very difficult shoes to fill, and I have no doubt that you'll do your best to do so. She will be sorely missed at West Park, but we will continue to cheer her on from the sidelines. Against my own interest, because I do have a student at West Park, I ask for your affirmative vote. Becky in the House deserves your support in this advancement of her career. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good to see you, Mr. Huber. All right, and comments? Comments. All right, we're opening it up to comments.
Thank you. Scott, I didn't notice you blended in with all the gray. I will not mention that his hair matches yours, Rob. Becky, I live probably closest to West Park since I can see it out my bedroom window. And I've watched West Park from the day I was there for the groundbreaking, turning the dirt as the vice president of the neighborhood association, all the way through everything and the growth. And wow, it's amazing what you've done there. Many of you know I was a skeptic of the high school at first, but it's grown on me, mainly because of the work that Becky has done. It's been a great experience working with you. You've done a great job, and I'm thrilled you're coming to the district, so I want to make the motion to approve this.
I'll second.
All right, yeah. I thought we were making comments. All right, we have a motion and a second, and
I'd make more comment if there's more time.
we can have more comments. We'll remember that the motion's on the floor. Don't worry, Becky. I'm gonna remember. Okay, let's have another comment.
I'll just add a brief addition to what has been said. I am so happy to approve this and so happy that you have chosen to continue to share your expertise and your talents and your skills at the district level. I saw your work at Wood Creek High School with my kids there, and I was really disappointed when you left Wood Creek. I didn't know about Principal Bell yet. She's been amazing, but I knew you, and I was sad to see you go, but I've been so impressed with what you've done at West Park and how you have exhibited just such forward thinking as you have developed the foundation of West Park for that campus and for that community. You have always thought about the future and just been so diligent about that, and I've been impressed and really look forward to having you continue to share all that you have to offer with our district. Anyone else?
Just ditto. I think we're all
Yeah.
very excited,
It's
so.
like, you guys have said it all
There's nothing to
perfectly,
add.
right? We're very excited. So we have a motion and a second, and I believe that we can do an all those in favor say aye on this one. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Congratulations. It's like a Merry Christmas. Okay, now we're going to backtrack to item 8.1, our school board reorganization and meeting dates for 2026. And this is where we elect our officers and, I believe, committees.
May I jump in?
You may jump in.
Thank you. First, I want to say you've done a wonderful job over the past year. The meetings have been great under your leadership, and I appreciate all the work that you've done. You know, back when Scott was still on the board, we started doing asking for two-year roles of presidents, and I think it's really been helpful to have the continuity over time. As you know, you just experienced it. There's this learning period and trying to figure out all the little things, and you learned really quickly, which was great. And like I say, you've done a good job, and I would really like to see you do it for one more year so we can continue this two-year rotation. So unless you object, this is your chance to get out of it if you want to. Unless you object, which she has not, I'd like to make a motion to have you be chair for the next year.
And I will second.
I do not object. Yeah, no, it's been great. And as Pete said, it is a learning curve at first. I would call the Pledge of Allegiance too quickly. I wasn't allowing you guys time to stand up and turn around. So all those little tweaks. And it's been an honor being board president. I'd love to do it again. I do feel like it lends to just consistency and flow. And it's been great leading with you all. So I guess I have to call a vote on that. Motion and a second on the floor. All right. All those in favor say aye, or any other discussion.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposed? No,
And-
okay.
And then,
Then,
if our other two would like to stay in their positions, I would like to make a motion to retain those two positions for another year as well. Any objections from you ladies?
I don't object.
No,
All right, so that is my motion.
I'll second.
okay, motion and a second on the floor to retain vice president and clerk. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries 5-0 and one student board member.
And then there's one more. Bill, are you willing to do your job one more year? I know it's tough. You have to take one vote per year. It takes a lot of time.
I promise to faithfully perform the functions of my voting rep for the county committee.
All right, in that case, I will make a motion to reappoint Bill to that position.
And I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then our last item, if you're willing, is we have our calendar here, which is a continuation of our second and fourth Tuesday of the month, right in this wonderful place at the same old time. Just a note that we do have.
Actually, I did not say aye.
Oh.
I said, well, I didn't say anything. I was waiting for, I did not vote yes. I'd prefer to say vote no. I don't think he represents me in but it's okay, it passed.
That's cool.
Thanks, sorry, I didn't mean to go that quick.
4-1.
For the secretary.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the
of
superintendent.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep him too. So I'd make a motion to appoint the superintendent as the secretary to the board.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay.
And then back to the meeting dates. We have our meetings, typical Tuesday, Thursday. We do have an asterisk on all the second Tuesdays of every month, just reminding people that if it's a slow month, if we were to cancel a meeting, that's the meeting of the month we would cancel. And with that, I'd make a motion that we approve the annual calendar.
I'll second.
And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. And for some reason, I was thinking that we do committees tonight, but I was reading that incorrectly. That was just the county committee voting rep. And we look at committees in January? Okay, so moving on then to item 8.2, our audit report. Yep, calendar dates, meetings, county committee. Okay. And we're on to the Joe Show.
Yes. We just completed our 2024-25 audit report. This was reviewed back in November with the Finance and Facilities Committee. At the time, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to bring the full adopted, approved audit tonight because of some delays with federal government approving things. Well, that happened, and so we were able to bring our final audit for acceptance to the board tonight. And essentially, we have a unmodified opinion on our financial statements from our auditors, Crow. We went over much more detail in Finance Facilities Committee, and I won't go over that in detail tonight, but staff recommends that the board accept the 24-25 audit report.
I'll make a motion that we accept that audit report. It's fantastic.
I'll second that.
I
Good
do
job.
have a comment before we vote though.
Yeah.
All right, comment?
I point out the same thing every time, so you guys should be prepared for it. But on page 13 of the audit report is where we talk about our long-term liabilities. And fortunately, most of our liabilities decreased in the last year, so that's always a good thing. But I want to specifically point out the net pension liability because it's basically $125 million. It's a big number, and that's going to have some serious impacts to our budget in just a few years because I know many of you heard me talk about, but there's a ramp up as we get to funding. And as much as we'd like to think we're fully funding the bill legislatively, they cap the amount of payments in the STRS plan. And the STRS plan is, it's unlike the way cities and other entities do their pensions. For schools, everybody shares the pension liability on a per-person ratio across the state. And so this is our portion of that large liability. The state, by the way, is like 260 billion or something, very huge number. We set up our pension trust fund a few years ago. I know we've had some conversations about that, and we've been able to put money aside. And I know I'm really proud that we have put 6 million aside, but I just want to remind you guys, it's 6 million of the 125 million we owe. So it's a very big number on its own, but it's a very small number in relation. So I didn't do the math because I couldn't pull up this document for the longest time, but it's working. The links are working right now. But it's about 2.5% or 2.4% that have saved for this debt. So I'd like to just continue to remind us so that as we see the one-time monies, as we get to the end of our fiscal year like we did last year and have some ending fund balances, that we remain committed and disciplined to funding that, because these are liabilities that we have already, not just have we promised them, but our employees have earned them and it's owed to them, and we have an obligation to make sure that they have a safe and secure retirement when they retire. And more importantly, or just as importantly, if we don't continue to save, when those costs go up, that means it's going to come out of our general fund, which means it's going to come out of our schools, which means class sizes are going to rise and the number of teachers we can employ are going to go down. We don't want that to happen. So I just want, every year I remind us, because I'd like to keep building that, and I'd like to see us get into the triple digits in that savings account, hopefully. Well, I don't know if I'll still be on the board by then, because it's going to take quite a few years, but I'd like to see a commitment for us to get there. Thanks.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. So I'm trying to keep it straight. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries 5-0 and one student board member. And we will move right on to 8.3, oh, we get both of you.
I'm gonna take over on this one.
All right.
Oh, let me get my clicker out. Almost forgot. All right. Good evening, board. My name is Lauren McGee, the Senior Director of Accounting, and I'm here tonight to present to you our first interim report. So included in the board packet is an executive summary, which is highlighting all the significant changes that we have made to our budget since we adopted the budget back in June. So this is our first chance to make any changes based on the actual state's adopted budget and anything that's changed in the first few months. Also included in the packet is the state's required reporting template, which is SACS. It's that very big document in there, which is sent to PCOE for review and then forwarded on to the state. So, moving forward. So first here we have presented is our actual enrollment. So as you know, a majority of our funding is from our LCFF revenue, which is driven by enrollment and attendance. At our adopted budget, we estimated a total of 11,306 students, and at CBEDS, we had 11,317. So we had an additional 11 students, which is great, right on par. And so next is an actual summary of the changes in revenue and expenses that affected our ending fund balance for the general fund. I just wanted you to note that some of these items are one-time savings or sometimes one-time revenues. So we did make sure if it was one time, we reflected that in our multi-year projection and reversed that and pulled it back out. So that, again, this is just a highlight of those major changes to our ending fund balance. And so as you can see, there was a change of $2.3 million to our ending fund balance, in addition to the change that happened when we presented our 24-25 unaudited actuals. Next presented is just our summary of those major line items that are in SACS. So you can see the totals by the major components of our revenue and expenditures. So this chart you guys have already seen. This is how we presented our multi-year projection at our 24-25 unaudited actuals. So you can see where we were a few months ago. And now flash forward to today, this is what we look like as of first interim. And again, the summaries of those changes were on that other side. Okay. Then next we have our other funds. Highlighted, I just wanted to mention a majority of all of our ending fund balances stayed relatively the same from adopted budget, with the exception of Fund 13, Fund 17, and Fund 25, which is on the next slide. For Fund 13, a majority of the differences, there was a slight decrease in ending fund balance, and that's mostly to the kitchen infrastructure improvements that we've been doing. So lots of capital improvements that they're doing there. In Fund 17, that went up due to that pension contribution that we just discussed from our 24-25 savings. And then Fund 25, that's just for all of the additional projects that we have out there using our capital facility developer fees. So next steps for our budget. In January, we have our 26-27 governor's budget first look at what we have to come. And then we will be just starting our budget development process based on those assumptions and what they put out there. And then next in March, we will be bringing you an updated second interim report with more accurate multi-year projections based on what we have for 26-27.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Any questions from any board members? No? Is part of the kitchen infrastructure, were there new pizza ovens that went in? My son at Roseville High, I always check with, how was your day? How was lunch? He's like, Mom, the pizza's better. I'm like, the pizza's better? He's like, yeah, it's better. And And I
It's pretty
remember
cool.
you had said one of the things, because we had some extra in that Fund 13, and you had said we might get some pizza ovens or something, and I've been meaning to ask you every time I see you, so.
Yes, that's something we could potentially look at, showing more information to the board, but they are automatic. They do the pizza. It's kind of like robots making pizza. It's pretty cool. And there's
Okay.
still a human component, but very
Two
cool
thumbs up
equipment.
from my 14-year-old, so for what it's worth. It feels weird to not have you weigh in on this, Scott. Like, you're sitting there, and I'm like, do you have any questions, thoughts? It's because you were up here with us for so long. Any other,
Did anyone notice how close they estimated our enrollment numbers? 0.1%? That's crazy. And when you look at the total number of students that we see to be that accurate, and just in general, our budgets, there's a lot of government agencies, like our state, that just make up numbers. And there's a lot of smoke and mirrors and assumptions that aren't based in any current realities, but we're always really close, and it's a testament, a little bit to Joe, but mostly to you and everyone else in the department. But we really appreciate that, because being realistic in those numbers, it's nice to feel like you're gonna have a great budget because you're being so optimistic, but we're much more realistic and conservative in our estimates, and I appreciate that, because it makes our job a lot easier, so thank you.
all right.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the first interim financial report.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries 5-0 and one board member, and we already did 8.4. Congratulations again. And then any staff reports or staff comments tonight? Yes, all right.
I just want to take a moment. I'm not going to repeat everything that was said about Becky, the kind words, but I do want to recognize that her family and friends are here. And so her friend Eric is here, as well as her sister Molly, and her parents, both Tammy and Dirk House. Her co-principals all came here to support. Mr. and Mrs. House, I just want to say all the kind words that you heard about your daughter are warranted. She has worked very hard and earned this position. The compassion, the humility, the loyalty, those all speak to how she was raised. So I want to thank you, both of you, for raising such an outstanding daughter who has given 24 years of outstanding service to this district, and we look forward to continue to work with her. And more importantly for me, I leave, and I thank the board, knowing that Mr. Hasty is going to take my position, and that Becky's going to step into his position, and that the HR department's going to be in good hands moving forward when I retire in June. As I go into my second semester of my senior year, I can just relax. So the one thing that I do have to tell your daughter, though, is there is no crying in HR. All right. Thank you again.
All right, thank you. All right, item 10, our Horizon report. We have our pending agenda items. Next meeting looks like it is January 13th. And
Could I make one more comment on that?
Yes.
So at our last meeting, I brought up the idea of perhaps having a board workshop about revisiting our board expectations. At the time, Trustee Constant, his thoughts on it were that he would prefer to wait after the election, but I had just asked that maybe we chew on it and get people's, I'm just truly interested in what timing we feel would be best to revisit those expectations, if it would be best to have our trustees, we potentially have 2 new trustees next year, to have them come in fresh and immediately get into the expectations, or for us as experienced trustees to set those expectations and give them a year buffer to onboard if we have new trustees. I don't know anybody's thoughts on that, but so I just wanted to bring that up again. Those expectations are utilized in everything that the district does, and so I just want to make sure we stay on top of those.
I would lean towards waiting until we have the new trustees, just because I would hate to adopt something without their ownership. Like, because they would be inheriting it, and I would feel more comfortable with them having input on it. And in theory, our board could remain unchanged, but then we could still revisit it again. But in theory, we could have 2 new people. So I would hate to change it beforehand. Any other?
I would just say that the original intent was that every time there were new board members to have the discussion, so that there's always, nobody sits on the board without a voice in the current expectations versus setting expectations for people who haven't been elected. Because phase it in an election, you could have a complete turn in the perspective of the boards. And so, now, if there's a thought that we need to change our expectations, and we can articulate a reason why it's time to change them, then I would say we should entertain that. But otherwise, expectation, the way we set the process was to have consistency over time with discussions as new people came in. So I'm not in favor of doing it for a while, but I'm one of 5.
I don't recall having a
Yeah.
conversation, but unless someone checked in with you.
No,
private.
I think that was mentioned, I think last time this comment came up was, I was new to the board, and I think Tiffany was new not very long before that, and I don't think if it was the tradition, we didn't really revisit it that time. And I don't feel as a brand-new trustee that I was really equipped to visit and to visit our mission and goals without having sat in it or lived in it a little while. So to me, it makes more sense to do it maybe after a year of being in office, so you kind of can speak meaningfully to it. Because I didn't feel like I could have spoken meaningfully to any change. But now having lived in it, I think it'd be, if we have a meeting in spring where it's light, it doesn't hurt to have the conversation. Maybe there's some changes we can make that more align with where we are now. I think it's worth the time.
Yeah, I don't feel like we have a rooted, grounded tradition of doing it. I think it's happened once, maybe, in the 5 years, twice. Have we changed them twice? See, I don't remember, because it hasn't been a consistent
But we
thing
did
that's
have a
happened.
meeting after Tiffany and Carrie joined. So we did, so she was a part of it as she newly joined, but we did not do something with Bill.
So I think there's a process for requesting items we put on the agenda, and if Tiffany wants to request that, she can through that process, and we'll see if it works.
That's actually the process here, so we can just take a vote and decide if we're going to do it. And then if it is, get it scheduled, and if it's not, then wait. That's the
that-
whole process of this agenda item that we have, is so that we can
Oh,
entertain items for the agenda.
Because, I don't know, why do we have the bylaw then, as a process?
Well, we have both, but
Yeah.
this is an opportunity that if there's differing opinion, this gives us an opportunity to have the discussion where the bylaw one doesn't, so.
Convenient, okay. I'm in favor of it, but, if, go with the consensus.
If you just want to make a motion, we'll just dispense with them. We don't have to keep arguing about it. We can just either do it or not do it.
Well, I'll make a motion that we revisit the board expectations in the spring.
I'll second.
Really quick question, just for process. Are we able, so we can vote on something that's not agendized because it's part of the Horizon?
It is agendized because it's upcoming agenda item, so we're just placing something on the agenda under this item.
I'm with you. All right, so we have a motion.
Can I ask a question? Are we talking about a separate meeting, or just it'll be a board agenda item? Is that,
What I envisioned was that we would sit down as we had previously and just review the expectations and just make sure we're all still committed, and if there's any adjustments that need to be made, that was what I wondered, if we needed to talk about that again, because it would have been a couple of years.
And we've done those in workshops before rather than board meetings.
So like a morning workshop.
Correct.
But couldn't it happen as if we have a later meeting? You know, if we're done at 8 or, you know, a lot of times we're finishing earlier. We've even had times where we've had to cancel a meeting. We've canceled meetings because it was so late. Maybe one of those, just so we're not burdening ourselves with this whole separate day and staff to be out, and if that works for administration.
If the motion passes, then the superintendent can just fit it in.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second, correct?
As a agenda item,
As a future agenda
Okay.
item that we would add to
a non-workshop, a regular
board
board
meeting
meeting,
on
okay.
when we
Okay.
could fit it in on a lighter meeting day. Is that motion clear? Yep. Any other questions or comments? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed?
Me.
Nay. Okay, so motion carries 4-1. Anything else? Okay, well, thank you again to the House family for coming and to Shepherd's family for coming. They've both been amazing assets, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone, enjoy break, and someone has to make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Second. And all those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
All right. Done.